Hi guys, it's JayyPinkk and welcome back to my channel. This video was a little bit more requested. I got a lot of requests to do like a natural glam eye and like talk through blending and like application and all the details and basically just everything. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna let you guys get to the video. And if you enjoyed this video, you guys, please don't like to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And since you're here right now, you might as well subscribe. He requested, I've been getting requests to do a natural glam look or like a natural like 3-step eyeshadow look and like talk through blending and like do real time. Also, the look that I have on Instagram, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you should. But I recently posted a picture on Instagram and some people follow me on Snapchat and a lot of people wanted to know like how I got that full natural glow thing going on. So you know what I'm saying, that's why we're all up in a set, because we're going to start with eyes. Today we are going to talk about eyeshadows and I'm going to go through the step of pretty much everything. And I do want to say that pretty much all of the rules that I'm going to go through today really do apply to all brands of eyeshadow, whether they be inexpensive or drugstore or whatever the case may be. So let's get it poppin'. So first, we're gonna talk about eyeshadow primer. You always want to prime your eyelids. I usually prime my eyelids with the TooFaced Shadow Insurance. I love this stuff, but it lasts a good amount of time because you only need a little bit. And then I also do my concealer trick. So I put primer down first and then I conceal, sculpt out under my brow and bring the concealer all the way down. Now the thing is, if you use concealer, you do have to set it with a translucent powder. You can set your eyeshadow primer with a translucent powder, but I would really only suggest that if the primer is tacky or it doesn't dry down to like a matte smooth finish or like a powder finish or something like that. Okay, so with the concealer method, you don't have to take it all the way up to your brow if you don't want to. And I'm just going to set this. Alright, and then you have a nice smooth base to do eyeshadows on. Another tip that I'll tell you guys is making sure you stay hydrated and starting on moisturized eyelids also really helps with eyeshadow application and eyeshadow longevity. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the purpose of the entire video, eyeshadow. I'm going to be using my Morphe 350 palette. I'm going to start with a transition color. So your transition color essentially goes in the crease of your eyeball, and that is where your brow bone, and your eyeball meet. So this little socket space right here, that is your crease. That is where you put your transition color. Now your transition color is typically the same skin tone as you, or you know, slightly deeper or a little bit more warm. A transition color can typically be whatever you want it to be, but usually it is skin tone just so it's easier to blend out the other shadows as you go along. I'm gonna start with this shade right here. This is a very nude color, but it has some warm undertones to it. So I'm gonna take this, tap off the excess if you need to, and I'm going to lightly start dusting it into the crease of my eyeball. And I am using a hooking motion. So I'm like hook, 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 hook. Yeah, there we go. I'm like trying to talk through my motions and like it's weird. And then you just want to build eyeshadow. You guys really have to remember that it is so much easier to add color than it is to take away. Taking away color, you usually have to like wipe off your whole eye look and it's just a mess. It's too much. And just kind of pack it on this inner V and then blend it out. And you want to keep those hook motions. I'm barely touching the skin also. You want to be very light-handed with this. Keeping your hand further down the brush also helps with being light-handed. And now I'm going to take a fluffy brush, and I know it doesn't look clean, but it is. I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend right above that, and I'm going to kind of make it seamless. And I just want it to blend out seamlessly into the concealer. I want it to look like you can't tell where it begins and where it ends. And that's what eyeshadow application really is. You have to kind of go back and forth. The more you do it though, you'll like get really good at it. And so again, I'm going back in with that color and I'm just building the intensity up to where I want it to be. Still keeping the bulk of the color back here. And I'm going to go in with that fluffy brush again and just blend out the top. You don't want to blend too much. Blend out the top. Now we're going to go into adding dimension and depth. And this is going to be your second eyeshadow. So basically, in a simple look, dimension is what gives the basic eye look more detail. It's like essentially contouring your face. You know how you contour in the hollows of your face to bring your face look like it's dimensional again? That's basically what you want to do with your eye. As you saw when I put the concealer on, it took away all the dimension. Like my eye looked flat. The transition color does give it back, but we want to give it even more like we want to make it a little bit more dramatic. So transition or dimension colors can be whatever color you want. This warm chocolate color right here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it slightly lower than the crease. And I'll show you guys. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to, again, always pack at the outer corner. And then I am going to lightly trace up into the same area where I put the copperish, the transition color. And I'm just going to lightly blend up. And this helps me, especially when I'm showing you guys, this helps me with color placement. And so once I have most of that shadow off of the brush, I have the outline trace. I'm going to take it and I'm going to do those hooking motions again. And I'm just keeping it slightly below that copper color or that transition color you put down. And then I'm going to go back with our blending brush. You can wipe it off if you want to. You don't have to. And I'm just going to kind of blend where those two colors meet, doing that same hooking motion. This makes your transition simpler or a little bit easier, especially if you really want to pack on the color that's going to be your depth or adding your dimension. Blending in between the two really helps make it a smooth transition if you want to pack those colors on. Going back with the same brush I did my transition color with, and I'm just going to blend the colors together one more time. And then now I'm going to go in with the lid color. So I took this like pearlescent color. It's like a satin eyeshadow, so it has a little shimmer to it, but it's mostly matte. And then I also took the slightest bit of this shimmer shade. And when I say the slightest bit, I really mean the slightest bit. So like I'm going to pack this color on. See me packing it on, and then one time. That's it. That's all you want. And so again, tap off the excess if you need to. And you're going to take this and you're going to pack this on the lid. And you're literally just packing it on. And you want to keep it mostly where you don't have eyeshadow at. So all up in this little area right here. Now in the front of the eye, I am going to take it a little bit higher than that area. And it's okay if you get it into the brown shades. We're going to go back and we're going to blend. And so now I am going to take the brush that we did our dimension shade with. I'm going to take this, no extra color on it, and for right now I'm not going to put any extra color on it. And I'm going to just kind of blend into that lid shade. And that's going to help knock that lid shade down just a few notches. And again, very lightly touching the skin, and I'm just blending in very lightly. So now I'm going to go back into that dimension shade that we used with a little bit more eyeshadow, and I'm going to pack this onto the outer V. And I'm also going to drag this very lightly into that lid color. And now I'm going to take this the crease brush that we use our transition shade in, and I am going to just blend everything together very lightly. I'm just going over everything and I'm doing little circular motions. Now I'm going to take this Beauty For Real's I-line 24-hour eyeliner, and this shade is in Chocolate Fix. I'm going to take this and I'm going to line my top lash line, and just like this. You can skip this step, but I do like to have like a little bit of eyeline, and you just want to be very careful. Take a moment, blink if you need to. You can keep it thicker towards the back. Make it a little thin towards the front. I started on this side on accident, but I'm basically doing what I did to the top of my lid, to the bottom of the lid, same color, same jazz. So you can usually either leave your bottom lash naked or you can jazz it up like I have here. You can even add a pop of color if you're feeling really bold. You can do a bold eyeliner. This is the Beauty For Real's 24-hour eyeline in gold. I think it's called 24 karat. Girl, that's gold. I'm going to take this same fluffy brush that I used to put my transition color in, and I am going to just blend out this orange color right here. And this is basically what I did, like right up in this area like this. And now I'm going to take this flat eyeliner brush. It's an e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to take that dark brown that we use as our transition color, and I'm going to just place it on the lash line and just wiggle it. Place, wiggle, place, wiggle, place, wiggle. I'm going to take Beauty For Real's 24-hour eyeliner, and this is in the shade Whiskey. It's like a chocolate brown, but it has like little shimmery flecks in it. It's the eye look.